Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID 19. Here, this chapter we have started in the previous module, and in the module we discussed that what is food security and why do we need this food security. In this particular module, we are going to discuss who are food insecure, the people and the different states of our country. So let us begin. The first question comes before us that who are food insecure. So as here you can see a large section of people suffer from food and nutrition insecurity in India. The worst affected groups are landless people with little or no land to depend upon, because the people if have some land property, so they do some work on that land, they can do some work for running their livelihood. So when there is a land less people, so they don't have any option of such, and if their land property is very small, then also they are not able to satisfy their own needs and the family needs. So that way, such people are worst affected with the food problem, food insecurity problem. Food insecurity means that they are not having two square of meal of the adequate quality and quantity with proper nutrition. Traditional artisans are those who are engaged in different activities of embroidery, designing, carving, means traditional arts activities they are dip- engaged. So that way traditional, because these days traditional artisans are manually doing their work, the quality is not as much better as the machines design. So that way they suffer for their demand in the market. Providers of traditional services. If some people are providing traditional services in the society, what kind of traditional service can be there? Like farming, the household services. So such people are often suffering from this food insecurity. Petty self-employed means some very small scale self-employment activities are there. So sometimes it is seen that they are self-employed, then also they are not able to generate enough income for their own requirement. Workers and destitutes. Destitutes means extremely poor, including beggars. So these people also suffer with this food insecurity. In the urban areas, the food insecure families are. Here, whatever these points we discussed, that were mainly related to rural areas. But here in urban area, if we see those who are working, whose working members are generally employed in ill paid. Ill paid means very low paid occupations. Then casual laborers in market. Casual laborers means those laborers who are getting work for the day, and next day when will they get the work? The next day when will come to get work? That is highly uncertain. So they are very irregular in getting their job opportunity, work opportunity. So that are casual laborers in market. These workers are largely engaged in seasonal activity. If such people are there, so these are engaged in seasonal activity. Seasonal means whatever change of season is there, according to change of season some specific type of works are done, and in those works they are getting that work opportunity, job opportunity, are paid low wages that just ensure bare survival. So somehow they are able to just survive, not able to get enough food for their survival. The social composition, along with the inability to buy food, also plays a role in food insecurity. Social composition. This whatever society is there, the different people living in the society, whatever different relations are there, social relations are there of different caste like SC, ST, OBC as here given. That SC, ST and some sections of OBC, that lower caste among them, who have either poor land base or very low land productivity are prone to food insecurity. So this social composition also plays this role for their food insecurity. The people affected by natural disaster who have to migrate to other areas in search of work are also among them most food insecure, because when they suffer from natural disasters, natural disaster means any natural calamity occur, and because of that natural calamity, if their land property or the different house property is lost and they have to shift from that place to any other area in search of work, so they often suffer with this food insecurity. They are not able to generate enough income for their food requirement. A high incidence of malnutrition prevails among women. It is all often observed that women in the family suffer with this problem most due to this traditional thoughts that they will be getting at last the different requirements, whatever things are available in the family. Often it is observed traditionally that they comes at last in those different things available, suppose food or any specific food item is there. So either the women decide themselves or the society has developed this kind of tradition. They often think about them at last in the family, and that way they often face this malnutrition in the family. And this is a matter of serious concern as it puts even the unborn baby at the risk of malnutrition. Means during the pregnancy also they suffer with this problem, and that becomes a very big problem for unborn baby, that a risk of malnutrition. the the newborn baby often face the problem of improper weight at the time of birth, and at the time of birth if the weight is improper there is a risk of survival of the newborn baby. A large portion of pregnant and nursing mothers and children under the age of 5 years constitute an important segment of food insecure population. These pregnant nursing mothers means they are feeding their babies, children under the age of 5 years. So these people often face food insecurity in the population. The food the food insecure people are disproportionately large in some regions of the country. As in up to the previous module we discussed about the people in the society, in the family. Now let us discuss about the states, ki how these backward states with high incidence of poverty, tribal and remote areas, regions more prone to natural disasters. In fact, the states of Uttar Pradesh, not complete states, eastern and the southeastern part, then Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, part of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra account for largest number of food insecure people in the country. Now hunger is another aspect indicating food insecurity. Ki hunger is not just an extension of poverty, it brings about poverty. If the people are hungry, then how will they able to work? And if they will not be able to work, how will they generate earnings through which they can satisfy their food requirement? So this way, hunger brings also poverty. The attainment of food security therefore involves eliminating current hunger and reducing the risk of future hunger. Means this food security, if we want to solve the food security problem, if we want to solve, so this current hunger we have to reduce or remove along with reducing the risk of future hunger. Means in future also this risk should not exist. Then only we can attain the food security. And now your hunger can be categorized in two. One is chronic hunger and one is seasonal hunger. So let us see. The chronic hunger is a consequence of diets persistently inadequate in terms of quantity and or quality. Sometimes it is because of the quantity, less quantity they are getting. Persistently means continuous, and or of because of quality, okay, that they are getting in proper quantity, but the quality of that food is not proper, and due to that they suffer with this chronic hunger, means continuous hunger. The poor people suffer from chronic hunger because of their very low income. If the low income is there, either they can fulfill the quantity but quality is not fulfilled, or if they fulfill the quality, the quantity is inadequate. So in turn, inability to buy food even for survival. Seasonal hunger is related to cycle of food growing and harvesting. Often this seasonal hunger is related to the rural area where the people are engaged in the food production activity food, and there it is observed that these people are having enough food after the harvest, and they suffer with the food security problem before the harvest or at the time of growing the grains. So this is prevalent in rural areas because of seasonal nature of agricultural activity, and in urban area because of casual laborers. Example, there is less work for casual construction laborers during rainy season, because in rainy season we often see, due to the rain problem, the construction activities are hardly done, and the people who are engaged in this construction activity, they get very less opportunity for work, so they face those period hunger problem. So this kind of hunger can be understood as seasonal hunger. This type of hunger exists when person is unable to get work for entire year also. The percentage of seasonal as well as chronic hunger in India shown in the table. Seasonal, chronic and total. The rural area and the urban area. You can see in 1983 the seasonal 16.2 and 2.3 chronic. So chronic are seen lesser, and if we see from 83 to 99 or 2000, so in that year the chronic hunger decreased, even the seasonal hunger also decreased. So there is a better decline in these seasonal and chronic hunger due to the job opportunities and the public distribution system also, we can say the government efforts. India is aiming at self-sufficiency in food grains since independence. So from the independence only, government is trying. So after independence, India Indian policymakers adopted all measures to achieve self-sufficiency in food grains. India adopted a new strategy in agriculture which resulted in grain revolution, especially in production of wheat and rice. Indira Gandhi, that time Prime Minister of India, officially recorded the impressive strides of green revolution in agriculture by releasing a special stamp entitled with Wheat Revolution in July 1968. So that time initially it was named as Wheat Revolution, and success of wheat was later replicated in rice. The increase in food grain was, however, disproportionate. Whatever this increase in food grain was there, that was not equally all over the country. The highest rate of growth was achieved in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, which was 44.1 and 30.21 million tons in 2015 and 16. The total food grain production was 252.22 million ton in 2015-16, and it has changed 275.68 million ton in 2016-17. So this way we can see how the food grain production is increasing year after year. The Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh recorded a significant production in field of wheat, which was 26.87 and 17.69 million ton in 2015-16. West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh, on the other hand, recorded significant production of rice, that 15.75 and 12.51. Actually, this West Bengal is producing more because of the climatic advantage available to this state. That state is having the climatic condition that they can grow more than one rice crop in a year. Thank you, students. So this was all about the food insecurity in our country, who are food insecure, the people and the state. So thank you, students. Revise the topic and be at homes. Be safe. Thank you. Have a nice day.